What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Kid Kyrie, man. You guys already know how we rockin', man. This video, I kind of wanted to go a little bit deep on something. I kind of wanted to speak about a deep story time that, I've been through, and something that I really just kind of want to express. But before, I actually really get into the story time, I just want to say that I did get permission from, my family and stuff to, talk about this, because, this is something that's hard to deal with. Especially during that time. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I totally just didn't, speak on it myself without any, just go out there and just say something. I didn't do that. And also, there's no beef or anything that's going on with any of these people that were involved in it, anything like that. There's no shade or nothing, no saltiness, towards anybody. Let's just get right into it. So it was the summer of 2015. I just finished up playing AAU basketball, because I'm a basketball player. So I just finished up playing basketball, and for the summer my grandmother called me and was like, Kyrie, I want you to go play in the YMCA summer league, and I was gonna be able to play with my uncle, because he's 2 years younger than me. So, it was a good opportunity to play with him. And at the time, I was old enough I literally just made the line of qualifying to play in the summer league. So I was like, okay, I'll play in it. So around July, I ended up going there for the summer, and just playing mad basketball, man. Just doing what I do, doing what I love to do, playing basketball, and that was that. After I came back from South Carolina in August, and at the time we bought a new house during that time, and so I came back from South Carolina. We came in the house. I remember walking in, mad happy. My dad goes, "You got taller, man." I was just like, I started laughing. I said, "For real?" And then he was like, "Yeah, maybe you got taller." So I put my stuff in my room, and then he calls my name, and I say, "What's up?" So we ended up speaking. He's like, "Man, so we just got a call from so-and-so, and we got to move out in less than 2 weeks or something like that." So then I was just shocked. I was 15 at the time, so I was just like, okay, I guess we're moving again. So, we ended up getting our stuff packed. But it's like, we couldn't get an earlier notice than that, bro. Stuff like that, it was hard. So that's what happened with that. So then after we was forced to move out the house, we started looking for a new house. And then we ended up finding something small, but it wasn't kind of in a rough neighborhood, and we wasn't really rocking with it. So we was like, okay, we're not gonna move in there, but we have nowhere to stay right now. So what are we gonna do? After that, we ended up moving into a 2-bedroom apartment with my grandfather and his mother. And man, that was a tough time for me, because my mom was pregnant with the 6th child, I believe. When we moved into the apartment, it was about 5 of us. So it was me, my mom, my dad, brother, sister, and then my other sister. We just had to keep making sacrifices and living off of that. And then counting my mom being pregnant, and then then you got my grandfather, and then his mother, and then you still had, I forgot if that's their niece or something, but I think it's their niece or something like that, and she had her 2 kids as well. So in total, it was about at least 9 or 10 of us living in a 2-bedroom apartment. And then I just remember sleeping on the floor with my brothers and sisters. My grandmother would make a mini bed for us, so she would put a blanket. It was like a big blanket, so she put a big blanket on the floor, and then my siblings and I would each have our own little blankets and stuff, and we slept on the floor. And at the time, I was just about to go to a new school too, so I remember those days where we had to get out for school and then just go to school. just do what normal kids do. There was times where, because there was so many of us in the house, there was times where my mom just wanted to sleep in the car. Same thing with my dad, so they just both slept in the car, and then the kids, we slept in the on the floor in the apartment, and then we would go to school and then call it wraps after that. Man, there was times where it was just like, I remember waking up during like 4 in the morning and all that, and just going out for a morning run and all that other stuff. And at the time, I was a sophomore. I was just about to be a sophomore. So I remember waking up at like 4 in the morning, going for my morning runs, and watching motivational videos and podcasts and things like that. I was watching so many different things, just like getting me motivated. And then at that moment, I remember specific. I don't remember like which day or whatever, but I do remember a time where I was laying on the ground. Like I was laying on the floor, and then I was just watching mad videos, watching mad basketball videos, and watching a whole bunch of people. And I made a commitment to myself. I was like, yo, I promise, like, me and my family will never go through this ever again, bro. Like, I swear to God, bro, we ain't never going through this again. And that was tough for us because we still didn't find a house yet. There was some nights where we had to sleep in my dad's office because my dad had an office for the church because he's a pastor of a church, Motivation Church, so you guys check it out. He still is the pastor of the church. So at the time we didn't have a building, like an actual church building. So we had to, sometimes where we just slept in his office. There was just too much going on. So we was kind of jumping back and forth from this area to that area. And it was around in November, I remember my dad asking us, yo, what do you guys want to do for Thanksgiving? And then we didn't know. He ended up planning a New York trip. So we went to New York for Thanksgiving, and then it helped. I mean, it was good because we got a chance to get out of the 2-bedroom apartment, and it was fun, man. It was good memories. It was a great family bonding moment, and it definitely brought us more together. So I think doing that really helped us. By the grace of Jesus, man, after Christmas, we ended up getting our house. By the grace of God, we ended up getting our house, man, and then that's when we started moving in. We was all excited. I just remember like my whole family, and then my whole family talking about it, man. We was just like, yo, like we actually got a house now. We was all excited because we actually knew like how fortunate and how hard it was. Like we actually knew how hard it was to, live in a house, bro, because we never been through something like that before. And my family and I, it was a tough situation for us to handle, and it was just like, we just never wanted this to happen again, man. And especially for me, like, I swear, like, to this day, I'm still determined, like, I don't ever want my family or my future family to ever go through that ever again, bro. So, that it was definitely a hard situation, but, the takeaway I can say, especially someone probably... What? Guys, he just walked in the video. This is Jeremiah. He just walked in. You wanna say what's up? Say hi.
Hi.
No, to say hi to the camera.
Hi.
I can say the takeaway I learned from this whole chaos moment was just, just remain faithful in the Lord, man. Like, because Jesus brought us so far, man. I just knew that we weren't going to be homeless, like, for long, man. Like, because we just kept bouncing back and forth, bro. So we didn't know what we was going to do during that time. And, I just think that going through this has really shaped me as a character, and it shaped me as a man, and shaped me as just an individual, man. I'm just very grateful for everything, like everything that I didn't have before. Obviously, I'm just extremely grateful for it now. It makes you come to a realization that be grateful for what you have now, bro, because something can just be taken from you just like that, bro. So, just be grateful for what you have. Remain consistent. Remain committed to the Lord. Trust in the Lord. And just, grind. Hustle, bro. Like, find different ways to hustle, man, because that's what I always did while we was going through that situation. And, just hustle, man, and great things are going to come to you, man. Like, I'm not afraid to talk about my past, bro, because I'm not a person that goes like, oh, I don't want to talk about this, or I don't want to talk about this, or I don't want to tell this to anybody, or just and keep it in the back, you know what I'm saying? So I don't mind talking about my past and some of the things that I did and some of the things that we went through, but I think that this video was meant for somebody either going through the same situation as me or going through something similar like that. But yeah, man, that's all, man. So there's no shade or nothing towards anybody or anything like that. So that's really it, man. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you just share it with somebody, man, because I know this video will, you know, help and impact somebody. That's all I wanted to do with this video. So if you know somebody that's going through something similar or the same thing as me, make sure you share this video with them. And yeah, man, I'm gonna holler at y'all in the next video, man. Kid Kyrie, man. We out, man.